Write what you don't know about the thing you know. And that's exactly what Blatty did. So the way Blatty writes The Exorcist is he rents a room from Angela Lansbury, of all people. And he spends about 2 weeks trying to write that first sentence. And he can't. The seagulls are chirping, driving him crazy. What ends up happening, though, is Blatty gets a call, and his mother has died. 18 years prior, Blatty was in a theological course at Georgetown University, and his professor was talking about a real-life case of possession. And when I mean real-life, I mean it was taken seriously within the Catholic Church. And Blatty had an epiphany. He realized if he could prove demonic possession was real, he would believe, and therefore others would believe, that God is real. So on and off for 18 years, he studied occultism, telekinesis, psychology, but this nonfiction work was just never really coming together. So he had an idea. Let's make it fiction. Enter Father Karras, the emotional core of The Exorcist. He's a priest and psychiatrist who is losing his faith. And then his mother dies. And this sets him on the course to save a girl from demonic possession and at the same time regain his own faith. So the real-life loss of his mother and separation from his family had a true psychological effect, which Blatty was able to transfer to the page, likely with little imagination. And that's the thing. Imagination is great, but don't depend on it. So by the time Blatty had his first draft completed, it resembled more of an occult detective tale than the original journalistic nonfiction work he had planned. And if you're wanting to write horror, if you're wanting to write fantasy, you need that grounding realism. While it is true that The Exorcist helped usher in the horror paperback phenomenon that started with Rosemary's Baby and ended with Thomas Harris's Silence of the Lambs, the book just started out as one man trying to prove to himself that good and evil were real, that these spiritual forces were an actual thing in our lives. His research and his passion for the project not only enhanced his own faith, but gave us one of the most important works of fiction ever made. A novel that I think will one day be recognized as possibly the greatest Christian novel ever written. Come at me in the comments, Dostoevsky boys.